Drilling, tiling and welding. Introduction to the module. For a handy person job, gaining the skills of drilling, tiling, and welding is a must. This module will help you learn about the basics of the respective areas. Topics to be covered. Methods of drilling. Floor tile. Wall tile. Evaluating and preparing tiles. Installing ceramic floor tile. Installing a wall tile. Projection welding. High-frequency welding. Friction welding. Methods of drilling. There are 3 principal methods of drilling. Their names are all based on the excavation tool used. Continuous flight auger. Short flight auger. Bucket auger. Continuous flight auger. A top-drive rotary machine drives continuous flight augers with adequate torque rating. In deep, small diameter holes, continuous flight augers are supported by the opening. Cuttings are carried to the surface on the helical flights. Short flight auger. Originally augers were a flat plate type with flaps, which allowed the cut material to maneuver up and sit on the highest of the plate. In more common use now with the upper-powered drill rigs may be a spiral-type auger, which allows the cut material to maneuver up the spiral because the auger penetrates the shaft. In each case, the excavated material sits on the auger while it's delivered to the surface. Once the auger is obvious of the opening, a high-speed gear is chosen, and therefore the soil is spun off adjacent to but far away from the shaft. Bucket auger. The bucket is an open-top cylinder with a hinged base. The cutting teeth are fitted to the bottom, and material feeds into the bucket through flaps, like the flat plate auger. When the bucket is full, it's delivered to the surface. Once above the surface, it's taken beyond the shaft and emptied by tripping the hinged bucket base. The bucket method has some specific and apparent applications, particularly when drilling through wet and unstable material. Furthermore, if drilling is being administered underwater, only a bucket is often used. In each of those types, the auger or bucket is often varied to drill through 3 different types of material. Overburden, clays, sandy clay, silts. Soft rock, weathered shales or mudstones. Hard rock, sandstones, strung shales. Floor tile. The floor tile must be quite just attractive, it must be strong and sturdy also. After all, floors bear the load of furniture, pedestrian traffic, and therefore the sudden impact of everyone and everything that falls on them. Floor tile is engineered to tolerate these stresses. Most floor tile is additionally suitable for countertops. And although it's generally thicker and heavier than wall tile, many floor tiles are often used on walls. The trim pieces necessary for counters and walls aren't always available, though, which can limit your options. Wall tile. Wall tile, unlike floor tile, doesn't have the burden of bearing weight or withstanding heavy traffic, so it is often thinner, has finer finishes, and, in some cases, be less costly. Wall tile layouts tend to possess more exposed edges, so manufacturers often offer matching trim and border pieces with finished edges. Wall tile is usually self-spacing. Individual tiles have small flanges on each edge to assist keep the spacing. You'll use floor tiles on walls, but it tends to slip down during installation since it's heavier. Using buttons while installing can help solve this problem. Fewer matching trim tiles are available for floor tiles, making it difficult to hide unfinished edges. Evaluating and preparing tiles. The most important step within the success of your tile flooring project is evaluating and preparing the weld. A well-done tile installation can last a lifetime, whereas poor preparation can cause a lifetime of cracked grout and broken tile headaches. Because of a load of ceramic and stone tile, it's vital to assess the condition of the joists, subfloor, and underlayment. Most tile installation can't be done over existing flooring without the addition of underlayment. Check with your tile dealer for the precise requirements of the tile or stone you've got chosen. Though it's going to appear to be more work initially, it's essential to get rid of bathroom fixtures, vanities, and non-plumbed kitchen islands for your floor tile project. Not only will this eliminate an excellent deal of cutting and fitting, but it'll also allow you more flexibility and future remodeling choices. Start by removing any fixtures or appliances within the work area, then baseboards, then the old flooring. Shovel old flooring debris through a window and into a wheelbarrow to hurry up removal work. Cover doorways with sheet plastic to contain debris and mud during the removal process. Keep the dust and dirt from blowing through the ductwork by covering air and warmth vents with sheet plastic and masking paper. Start by removing any fixtures or appliances in the work area, then baseboards, then the old flooring. Installing ceramic floor tile. Floor tile can be laid in many decorative patterns, but it may be best to stick to a basic grid for your first effort. In most cases, floor tile is combined with profiled base tile, installed after flooring. To begin a ceramic tile installation, snap perpendicular reference lines and dry fit tiles to ensure the best placement. When setting tiles, work in small sections so the mortar doesn't dry before the tiles are set. Use spacers between tiles to ensure consistent spacing. Plan an installation sequence to avoid kneeling on set tiles. Be careful not to kneel or walk on tiles until the designated drying period is over. Also, use knee pads or a kneeling pad to protect your knees. Installing a wall tile. Tile is a practical, easy-to-maintain choice for bathroom walls. The variety of colors, shapes, and sizes available ensures there's a tile out there for every design and application. Keep in mind that larger tiles are easier to install, maintain, and clean than smaller tiles. Beautiful, practical, and easy to clean and maintain, tile walls are well suited to bathrooms, kitchens, mudrooms, and other hard-working spaces in your home. When shopping for tile, keep in mind that tiles at least 6 times 6 inches are easier to install than small tiles because they require less cutting and cover more surface area. Larger tiles also have fewer grout lines that must be cleaned and maintained. Check out the selection of trim and specialty tiles and ceramic accessories available to help you customize your project. Most wall tile is designed to have narrow grout lines, less than 1/8 inch wide, filled with unsanded grout. Grout lines wider than 1/8 inch should be filled with sanded floor tile grout. Either type will last longer if it contains, or is mixed with, a latex additive. To prevent staining, it's a good idea to seal your grout after it fully cures, then once a year after that. You can use standard drywall or water-resistant drywall, called green board, as a backup for walls in dry areas. In wet areas, install tile over cement board. Made from cement and fiberglass, the cement board cannot be damaged by water, though moisture can pass through it. To protect the framing, install a waterproof membrane, such as roofing felt or polyethylene sheeting, between the framing members and the cement board. Be sure to tape and finish the seams between cement board panels before laying the tile. Projection welding. Projection welding, PW, is an electric resistance welding process that produces welds by the heat obtained from the resistance to the flow of the welding current. The resulting welds are localized at predetermined points by projections, embossments, or intersections. Force is always applied before, during, and after applying current to confine the weld contact area at the faying surfaces and, in some applications, to forge the weld metal during post-heating. A projection or embossment obtains the localization of heating on one or both of the workpieces. Projection welding is primarily used to join a stamped, forged, or machined component to another component. One or more projections are produced on the workpiece during the forming operations or other prior operations. A typical application of projection welding is specially designed nuts with projections on the portion of the workpiece to be welded to the assembly. Fasteners or mounting devices, such as bolts, nuts, pins, brackets, and handles, can be welded to sheet metal, providing various design options for countless applications. High-frequency welding. High-frequency resistance welding, HFRW, includes a group of resistance welding process variations that use high-frequency welding current to concentrate the welding heat at the desired location. The heat generated by the electrical resistance of the workpiece to high-frequency currents produces the coalescence of metals, and an upsetting force usually is applied to produce a forged weld. High-frequency resistance welding is an automated process and is not adaptable to manual welding. The two high-frequency resistance welding process variations are contacted resistance welding and induction welding. Both variations use high-frequency current to produce the heat for welding. The current contact high-frequency resistance welding is conducted into the workpiece through electrical contacts that physically touch the workpiece. The current is induced in the workpiece by magnetic coupling with an external induction coil for induction welding. There is no physical contact with the workpiece. High-frequency welding processes rely on high-frequency electricity and thermal conduction properties, determining heat distribution in the workpieces. High-frequency contact welding and high-frequency induction welding are used to weld products made from a coil, flat, or tubular stock with a constant joint symmetry throughout the length of the weld. Friction welding. Friction welding, FRW, is a solid-state process that creates a weld by bringing two or more rotating or moving workpieces into contact under pressure to generate heat and plastically displace material from the facing surface, weld interface. Although friction welding is a solid-state welding process, a molten film may form at the weld interface during the heating stage under certain circumstances. However, localized melting is seldom a problem because this layer is extruded during extensive hot working during the final stage of the process. Filler metal, flux, and shielding gas are not required with this process. The two main friction welding variations are direct drive friction welding, FRWDD, and inertia friction welding, FRWI. The energy required to make the weld is supplied by the welding machine via a direct motor link for a predetermined time of the welding cycle in direct drive friction welding. The accumulated rotational kinetic energy of the welding machine provides the majority of the energy needed to create an inertia friction weld. Friction welding can be used to weld nearly all combinations of metals and their alloys, including many different material combinations. Summary. This module can be summarized as: if drilling is being carried out underwater, only a bucket can be used. When shopping for tile, it should be kept in mind that tiles at least 6 x 6 inches are easier to install than small tiles because they require less cutting and cover more surface area. Projection welding is primarily used to join a stamped, forged, or machined component to another component. High-frequency resistance welding is an automated process and is not adaptable to manual welding. The two main friction welding variations are direct drive friction welding, FRWDD, and inertia friction welding, FRWI.